part of it. So we're going to draw something that's sort of like an egg shape, but it's sort of flat on the bottom. So it's sort of like an egg if it was flat on one side. Okay, so here is the main shape that we're going to start with. Okay, then we're going to draw the tail of the helicopter. This part of the helicopter is actually called the tail boom. So it's kind of long. It's going to stick out a ways. It's going to be a bit like that. Actually, I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Just do your best. The end of this tail, we're going to draw the rotor. This is the tail rotor. There's actually two rotors on a helicopter. So, we'll just draw a little detail here. And then there's another rotor that goes on top. A lot of people would call that a propeller. So we're going to draw right up here in this section where the drive shaft is. We'll draw this part coming over. Okay. And then we'll draw a small section on top of that where the blades connect. And we're going to draw the main rotor. Okay, so draw out.
What if it looks like an attic right now?
Well, then I guess you can adjust it. Okay, so we're going to draw out the rotors here. So they're pretty skinny, actually. And then we're going to start drawing in the detail for the cockpit. So I'm going to draw a section like this.
Actually, I guess. I like this.
That was a window?
It's like a window into the cockpit, where they would be able to see, kind of like a windshield in a car. So this is going to have details around it. Then we'll have a door. So right here, we're going to draw that door shape, and it's going to be shaped about like that, and we'll draw a window in that portion as well, in the upper portion of it. We'll draw a little panel on there as well. And then I'm going to draw a section back here. This is where you'd access the engine and the transmission and the fuel and all of that. And then the other thing that we want to make sure we add to our helicopter is the landing skids. So we're going to draw a couple of little things like that. And then we are going to draw the skid. Okay. The skid. The landing skid, like the thing that it's going to land on.
What if you bounce off that skid when you land?
I think that might be a bad thing. I don't know. I would think. So here's my helicopter. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more detail to that. I'm going to shade in the areas where the windows are a little bit so that they look like they're a different sort of material than the other part of the
Does that
helicopter.
Mark? Hey man, you need help.
Okay, you'll have to wait for just a moment.
Are you special ed?
Okay, so those are our windows. And if you want to give the body some additional detail, I think I'm going to just add just a little bit of shading around here just to make it look a bit more rounded. Okay, and I'm going to add some shading to my rotor blades here. And you can determine where your helicopter is located if you want to have it flying through the sky.
Get it together, girl.
If you want to give yours some additional details that indicate what the purpose of this helicopter would be, you can. Remember that we use helicopters for like life watch helicopters for emergency medical transport. There are military helicopters. There are helicopters that are just used for transportation. There's news helicopters. So there's a lot of different reasons that you might see a helicopter, and you can give it some additional details if you want to.